In today's video, I'm going to be going over the god Achilles. Now, I'm going to be doing a quick guide and a comprehensive guide. If you want to see the quick guide, just hang on a second. It's going to play in just a second here. But if you want to see the comprehensive guide and you want to skip straight to that, I will put a timestamp in the description of this video. One thing I want to get out of the way is I won't be going over builds in this video, just for the simple fact that updates, patches, and metas change. So if you do want to see a build for the god, I will post a video of me playing Achilles with a build that you can take and follow along with. Now, in this video, I will be going over Achilles' abilities in detail, what they do, and hidden facts about them. Then I'll be going over ability order, what abilities to max first and then last. Then I'll be going into combos and finishing off with do's and don'ts for the god. And with all that out of the way, let's go straight into the video. We're going to dive straight into the quick guide now. So Achilles is an aggressive warrior that wants to get into the thick of a fight, cast his abilities, and then retreat, waiting for cooldowns. Or persist in the fight, gaining some kills for his teammates or getting an objective. Now, we're going to start off with his abilities. Achilles' passive is called Gift of the Gods. You can choose to remove your armor or wear it. When you have your armor on, you gain bonus health and protections, and when you remove it, you gain bonus power and bonus movement speed. Achilles' first ability is called Shield of Achilles. Achilles jumps up and strikes with the edge of his shield. If people are hit when they're in this first part of this cone, they get stunned and take a 100% damage from the ability. If they are hit in the second part of the cone, they only take 85% damage and they are not stunned. Achilles' second ability is called Radiant Glory. Achilles buffs himself, gaining bonus physical power, physical protections, crowd control reduction, and healing on his abilities. Achilles' third ability is called Combat Dodge. Achilles dodges in a direction of your choosing and then strikes. If you land that strike, you can dodge one more time and strike one more time before the ability goes on cooldown. Achilles' fourth ability is called Fatal Strike. Achilles jumps up and strikes his opponent, dealing damage. This ability can also execute people underneath a threshold of 30%. So when you dash up and you hit them, they'll instantly die and get executed. But keep in mind that every time Achilles executes someone, he gets a 5% damage increase on himself, going up for every character that he kills. Achilles' combo is very simple and very easy to do. You activate your 2, getting the buff. Hit someone with your shield, stunning them. Dash, hit, and all to inflict damage or execute the target if they are low enough. And that is my quick guide to playing Achilles. If you're still sticking around, the comprehensive guide is just about to start shortly. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully, I see you in my next video. See ya! Alright, now we're going to get into the comprehensive guide of this video. So Achilles is an aggressive warrior that wants to get into fights and then out of a fight as soon as he can. You basically go in, you throw some abilities out, or you stay and you help a teammate pick up a kill, or maybe even take an objective. Now we're going to go straight into his abilities here, and we're going to explain exactly what to do in detail. Let's go over his abilities, starting with his passive. His passive is called Gift of the Gods. Achilles can choose to wear his armor or remove it. When he has his armor on, he gains bonus health and bonus physical protections. When he removes it, he gains bonus power and bonus movement speed. To achieve this, it is very simple. Simply go to your fountain and left click. When you see the armor above your head, it will put your armor on. When you see this spear above your head and you left click, it will remove your armor, giving you the bonus physical power and movement speed. Achilles' first ability is called Shield of Achilles. Achilles jumps up, striking with the edge of his shield, inflicting damage. As you can see, it is a cone ability in front of you. And you can also note that there is 2 sections to this ability. This first section is the area in which this ability stuns and does its max damage. The second part of this cone just does damage and does a decrease of 85% damage on the ability. As you can see here, in that first area, it stunned this Odin and did 289 damage. In the second area, the Odin took damage and only took 240 damage, which is less than the first area. So this ability is your main source of wave clear. You want to be maxing your run first. It's going to help you get through your laning phase. It also does the most damage, so it is the ability that you want to be maxing out first. Not a lot of people know this, but Achilles' first ability can actually go through deployables on the enemy team and friendly deployables. It can also go through in-game walls. As seen here, it goes through a Ymir wall. And here's an example of it going through a wall. As you can see, if I go to the other side of this wall, my buddy was standing here and he took damage. Achilles' second ability is called Radiant Glory. So Achilles buffs himself, gaining a bonus physical power, physical protections, crowd control reduction, and he even heals off his abilities. As you can see here, when I activate the ability, you get this aura around you, and when I strike, as you can see, that healed me slightly. Now, how much does this ability give you in terms of stats? Let's quickly go over that. So, at rank 1, this ability will heal you for 20 health, and at max rank, it will heal you for 32, and it scales off of physical power. This ability can only heal off of 2 targets at the first level, and at the last level, it will heal off of 4 targets. You get 6% physical power at level 1, and 10% at max level. You get 10% physical protections at the first level and 20% at max, and you get a flat 20% at all levels on crowd control reduction. Achilles' third ability is called Combat Dodge. So, Achilles dashes in a direction of your choosing. As you can see with this indicator, it is literally in what direction you are moving. You get to choose. After you dash, you get this rectangle box that displays right in front of you. That is the area in which this ability's strike can land. Cool thing about this ability is when you land that first strike, you can actually dash again and strike one more time before the ability goes on cooldown. One thing to note, when you dash and you hit somebody, there is no time limit constraint on when you can use that second dash and strike again. You can hold on to it for a couple seconds if you're waiting to strike a god at a specific time, or if you're trying to wait for an ability that you know it's about to come off cooldown and you want to be able to get out of the way of it. Don't hold it for too long though, because if you get into a sticky situation and you have only the one dash left before your ability goes on cooldown, you'll most likely die if you don't have that second dash available. So make sure to use that up eventually and don't hold it onto it for too long so you don't screw yourself in the long run. Achilles' ultimate is called Fatal Strike. Achilles jumps up, charges forward, dealing damage to an enemy god. As you can see, he's also glowing when he's using this ability. That means he cannot take any form of crowd control. He cannot be stunned, slowed, silenced, or CC'd in any way when this ability is going off. This ability also executes gods below a threshold of 30%. Do keep in mind this ability will do damage to minions. It will not stop when hitting a minion though. It will go through a whole wave if you're going to use it for wave clear. It will only stop when you hit an enemy god. So you're probably wondering when you can land the execute on this ability. Like, when do you know that the god that you're facing is underneath that 30% threshold? Well, it's actually very simple. When you approach a god that is executable, you get that icon on them, notifying you that they will die with the ultimate. You also get an audio cue. So if you're not looking at a certain god and the audio cue goes off, I can show you right here. Right there, you can hear it, letting me know to look around because there is someone that I can kill with my ultimate. As you can see, as soon as I strike her, she dies. And I can use this ability again each time that I achieve an execute. Do keep in mind though, that every time that you execute a god, you get a 5% damage increase to yourself. So it starts at 5% on the first execute, going to 10% on the second, and maxing out at 25% if you kill 5 gods with this ultimate. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can use this ability. After you do that execute, my suggestion is just to leave. If you're in a tight situation, like say you were just quickly trying to get a kill, you can use it to get out. Or if you want to continue because your team is there, you can continue fighting, doing damage with that second strike and staying in the fight, providing help to your teammates. Alright, we're going to go over ability leveling and which abilities you should be maxing first and which abilities you should be maxing last. I like to start out with Achilles 1, then going into his 3, his 2, and then finishing with his ultimate when it is available to level. In terms of maxing the abilities, I like to max his first ability, then his third ability, his second ability, and his ultimate. Now, a lot of people are going to be wondering, well, wouldn't it be better to boost his 2 to max rank right away? As that sounds like a good idea because you're getting the physical protection boost and physical damage boost and some crowd control reduction and the healing, it doesn't really leave you with enough damage when you're in fights. So I find that leveling your 1 and your 3 first to get maximum damage, and then also having a couple ranks in your 2 does help in the long run when you're in games. Now we're going to go over Achilles combos. Achilles has a numerous amount of ways to get into a fight or disengage in fights. So they all start with his 2. His 2 is his ability that buffs himself, so you always want to pop this first before you use any of your other abilities, because you'll be getting max damage with it, and you will not be getting max damage without it. So start by popping your 2, going into the stun and the shield bash, dashing, getting behind the god, and trying to stay in their way. If you can execute them, take them out with the ultimate after, and then escape with the ultimate if you can, or continue going in the fight. Combo 2. Start by activating your 2, getting in range with your dash, attacking, shield bashing, dashing again, attacking, and then ulting, inflicting damage or exceeding their target if they are low enough. Achilles' final combo, it isn't the best thing to be doing, but say there's someone in low health and you really want to get in the kill and you're not within range, you can start by activating your ultimate, buffing yourself with 2, shield bashing, and then dashing to continue on the enemy, and then getting a couple autos if they aren't dead from the dash combo, hoping that they will die before backup arrives. Now, we're going to start with the do's and don'ts with Achilles. Now, very simple right off the bat, I do recommend that you start with your armor. The bonus health and protections on early levels is very noticeable. It makes Achilles very tanky at the beginning, especially if you're starting with some tanky items in your build. I do not think it is a good idea to go without your armor and getting the bonus physical power and movement speed. It just makes you really squishy, and you're a warrior. You're not really there to do too much damage. You're just there to displace enemies and get some easy, quick bruiser damage in. Another thing to note with Achilles is when you're engaging in any fight, getting to the fight, pop your abilities, and then get out. Don't just stay in there doing pointless auto attack damage if the target is still above half health. If they're almost dead, you can continue hitting, or if they're retreating, you can keep attacking them. But if they're sitting and standing your ground and they still have half health and it is a mage or an ADC, it is probably a good idea to leave, because they will most likely have backup soon, or they will kill you, and it's just not worth it for you. Another thing to note, and I see this a lot with a lot of Achilles players, I'm guilty of this as well. When you're engaging in a fight, do not just mindlessly go in and start attacking the enemy. Do keep in mind that you are a warrior, and yes, you are engaging and you are trying to start a fight, but don't ever lose sight of your teammates in the back, because you'll find out 9 out of 10 times you'll go in, doing your thing, get someone really low, close to being dead, and then you'll turn around and your team has been massacred, wiped out, and you're by yourself, and then you just die, and you really didn't do much other than lower their main damage dealer to about 20% health. Next thing to note is your ultimate. Don't just use it for the execute. Don't be holding on to it. If you're with a teammate and you're fighting somebody, do use it to inflict some extra damage onto the enemy that you are fighting to allow your carry to pick up the kill. Yes, it seems desirable to get that execute because you could do another dash and you can possibly get more kills, but at the end of the day, this is an objective-based game, and you just want to get into the enemy's base and take out their Titan. And one final thing that I don't see a lot of Achilles players do, when you're retreating and you're taking damage from somebody and you're starting to get low on health, pop your 2 to get that extra physical power boost, and it will help, especially with the crowd control reduction. If you get stunned, you won't be there for as long, or slowed, it won't be as effective. So if you're running away and you don't have your dash and you don't have your stun or you don't have your ultimate, just pop your 2 and keep running. It will higher your chances of survival. And that's my comprehensive guide for the god Achilles. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you can get our match and get more wins with him. A little bit more easier if it was a little harder for you before. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.